Hello everybody and welcome to this Let's Play for Malavita, a Italian Years of Lead style crime RPG. We're joined by Mitch from Acheron Games, who's going to be running us through this. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm assuming you have a white long-haired cat on your lap that you're stroking as you did that pivot.
Sure.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's an orange cat, and it's useless.
Oh.
But yeah. Hi, it's Mitch right here. You can find me at Mitch S. Bustillos on the Twitters. Super excited about Malavita because I'm a huge fan of Ronin, but you know what? I'm a huge fan of John Wick. And dear God, if anything made me want to do like that crime family stuff, it was John Wick. Just no job openings on Craigslist right now. So
there's no dogs in this, is there? There's no dogs getting hurt. We do
not. Yeah,
no.
John Wick would burst into the narrative and start shooting me. Okay, we don't want that on us.
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves, you don't mess with Keanu Reeves.
It's definitely one thing to watch out for. A kill crazy rampage from the pet lovers.
Exactly.
So Malavita itself is set in a fictional port town in Italy, or is that just the premise for the one shot, the first look Quickstart?
Yeah, the premise for the one shot is kind of like a fictional city, but like when we get the game release and such, it's going to be like Italian cities, and I believe an American one too. Though I think I'm the only American here, so I don't know if that applies to anyone else but me. Americans can't think outside the scope of the U.S., so it's good to sell to Americans if there's an American city.
It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this, myself, Free, and Ben have already picked our characters. Ben will be playing Blanco.
Yeah, somebody playing Blanco, who is a war vet, and he kicks ass and takes names with a shotgun. So he's amazing.
And I like that you like cosplayed your beard to look just Blanco's. Yeah.
I worked hard for this.
Free is going to be taking on the role of...
I am taking on the role of Sayonara. She's got a thirst for freedom. She lives on the edge, go fast. She's our driver. She's our wheels and loves those wheels very much. So a bit of a schmoozer, a bit of a smooth talker. So see how she goes.
And I will be playing the priest, Gabriel Mastri. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, this ex-partisan fighter has somewhat lost his faith after some of the local crime syndicates got a little bit on top of my plans to help the local children get up and out of the slums and burnt my orphanage to the ground. So he's scarred emotionally as well as physically. The inner turmoil rages across the flames of my face.
Related then, yeah. Related,
yeah, you're just like 3 more grittiness away from Constantine there. Like.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So those are our players. The system itself is an interesting one that's been used in Lex Arcana as well. Do you want to tell us a bit about it before we get into the game, Mitch?
Yeah, sure. So Lex Arcana had this really cool dice system where they were like, you know what? Instead of us telling you what dice to roll, why don't you make the decision and you deal with your decision-making abilities, which at first was stressful to me because I don't think I should be in charge of anything. But the more I started to play it, the better it was, as you have a dice point value dictated by usually like an attribute or a skill or something like that. And then you get to decide, like, if you have like a D12 or 12 points on your dice value, do you want to roll a D12 or do you want to roll 2 D6s? Do you want to be weird and try to make up the concept of a D3 or a D4? Or wait, there is a D4, but that is a bad die. D5. So it, like, for the people who are like, oh man, I really want to roll these D4s, and there's no system to let me do that. You can do it here and deal with the consequences of it. So you can be that weird dice guy in a corner with all your D4s. And there's some like mechanical benefits and stuff like that for trying out different dice and such. I really like the I guess the strategy involved in it, and really I just like rolling a d12 whenever possible. That's my character art.
Forgotten dice.
Yeah, exactly. It's so big. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much like the dice system for Lex Arcana and additionally Malavita. So it's quick, easy, it's fun.
Yeah.
Don't get shot.
Yeah.
Fingers
Hopefully
crossed.
Blanco, it's big. He can
He's
stand
a
in front
boy.
of us and take all the hits.
Yeah.
And then I will consign his body to the earth. That's not how it goes then. kind of thinking that's how it is. Okay, so that's the players and more or less the game. We will be popping a link below to the quick start rules that are available, so people will be able to see these characters and actually start playing it as well themselves. So really it's just a case of sitting down and watching how you don't do it for the next couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
do
what we do.
Never do what we do. It's always a bad sign.
Yeah, Ben ended up getting shot, so that was his fault. Decision making.
I told you, he's the man who takes the hits in the front. So, over to you then, Mitch.
All right, cool. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
Let's go.
Born ready.
All right, Blanco. How does it feel to be shot?
Weirdly enough, Blanco's been shot many times before, but this one just hit that spot that he hadn't been shot in, and he's just like, oh my god, and he's clutching onto it as much as possible as the pain courses through whatever limb he's been hitting. So
yeah, let's oh man, what's your favorite limb?
I like my right arm. So
okay, let's do that right arm.
Yeah. So he's clutching onto the top of his right arm and squeezing it as hard as possible as he sinks towards the wall.
Yeah, and it's just like a very kind of slow motion-esque scene we come into as napkins are flying in the air. The lights are flickering on and off as you see several pellets flying from a shotgun bursting over the bar as the bartender clutches this kind of like sawed off shotgun. So there's a little bit of light from the gun going off, kind of reflecting off of his eyes as he's glaring at you three. There is a diner table which once held beautiful and wonderfully succulent, very thick, moist pancakes, which now lie discarded onto the ground. It's syrup dripping into the kind of the little dividends between the tiles, very reminiscent of the dead during war, as their blood drips into the trenches. This poor pancake that was meant to be eaten, but is now discarded on the floor. Oh, God. But more importantly, though, Blanco has been shot. Currently, and you're a pretty big guy, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I feel like the reason you got shot is because this table was not meant for you to be shielded.
No cover
behind.
can protect me.
Yeah, it's like everyone else is able to kind of duck and clutch the safety of the gum that's been like stuck to the bottom of the diner table. With like, right behind you is glass looking out to a pretty quiet street in this Italian port city. A little bit of lanterns kind of moving back and forth from the wind. A little storm is picking up on the exterior. It's about 3 a.m. of course, but let's go back to the things that are probably really important other than the weather, which is Blanco has been shot while you guys were having pancakes. Yeah, Sayonara and Priest, and you guys are behind the table. So far, the only assailants that you've noticed is the bartender. You guys were pretty much the only ones here. I mean, it's late, so that makes sense. Maybe coming back from a job, or maybe you guys were just having like a family night. Blanco, For I am merciful. You gaze at your wound. It is just a scratch. But it is bleeding profusely. Like it hit one of those veins, and it's like you're a squirter. As it's just like blood on the window.
What wedging napkins underneath my jacket.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And it's like, those napkins also once contained maple syrup, dripped down your beard that you had to catch. Yeah, so it's just like, things seem worse than they are. But we throw the action to you guys as everything speeds back up and the plates come crashing down, shards of glass splittering against the ground, and the jukebox plays Ballroom Blitz. There we go.
I
What
will
do you do?
scoop up the big heavy glass sugar receptacle off the floor, and then darting a quick look over the top of the table, launch it square for his head to try and distract the bartender.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this. This is dope. All right, what I'll try like sugar glass, like an improv weapon.
We all know the ones. They're like this big, dense, heavy. It's the 70s. Things are built to last, not like modern thin.
Exactly,
rubbish.
right?
This will do some damage when it connects.
Probably like handmade or something. All right, cool. So you two are kind of going into combat real quick a little bit. So you're gonna go grit versus their grit. To see if you can pull this off. So go ahead and roll it.
Okay, so my grit is a mighty 12. So I could run with the single D12 for the big win, or I could split down into smaller
Really be
dice.
cautious.
Yeah. Pretty much like in Malavita, like 3 dice is the cautious approach, 2 is a balanced, and 1 is risk everything.
Just do it.
Yeah. And we're very much going with the risk everything because I'm not putting my head above the parapet long enough to take a balanced approach and aim at him. I'm up, launch, down, because he's got another barrel in that gun, and I don't want it coming for me. I'd say I'm too pretty to live, but I'm not. I got 12.
Oh
Lord, looks a lordy.
Wow.
What'd you get?
A 12 on my D12.
Oh,
that's
holy
all the game.
Right?
It's an explosive one. Wow.
Oh man. All right.
They don't come along often for me.
You are blessed. So explode.
You get it again, yeah?
So the exploding dice, you roll them all again. And I get morale as well.
Yep. You recover 1 morale.
Except I've not spent any morale yet, so I don't.
Yeah,
you don't go beyond it. I'll add a 2 to that 12. Swings and roundabouts. So
holy God damn it. We're about to see like this is what is it? Chronicles of Riddick, Death by like Teacup. And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
First death. Okay. So this is definitely an extraordinary success. 7 or more points above what they got. Just let me look at the multiplier, because every time you engage with someone, it sets up the multiplier for the damage. Opposed grit makes you the attacker. They don't have any coverage. They're pretty much above you. If anything, you would have the coverage for this. You're good for that. Extraordinary success, 7-8. So ×3 multiplier for this damage. Damage for this. Okay, it's handmade. This is where like the true director skills come into place. The local artisan, had a daughter who was really into butterflies, and this person etched in butterflies in the side of the glass, which also makes it more dangerous. It's kind of like these weak points in the glass that shatters. So let's do like a 3.
Okay. So D3 ×3.
Yep.
Survey says 3, so 9.
Holy. Okay. Oh, so 3 D3. I mean, if it's the highest, that's still exploding.
No, it wasn't. No, it was a.
Oh, okay.
Well, It was a 5 on a D6 half, but I suppose it is still
That
an
makes a 3,
exploding.
Yeah.
You've really
Oh,
Don't-
Gerry.
the sugar.
Yeah, don't shortchange the sugar glass. Did you do another exploding?
I did another exploding.
Oh my gosh. Go home.
7.
What is this?
So 21 points of damage.
Oh.
So I screamed from behind my upturned table. That's sweet enough for you, you son of a
Oh man. Okay. What rating are we putting this movie at? Are we putting like R?
I think probably 15.
PG-15.
15, yeah. I think you can get away with the son of a at 15.
Okay, yeah, I'm like American. I'm like, what the heck is a 15?
Oh yeah. You go
Yeah.
like
Go hard.
Frozen followed by R-rated. There's
Yeah,
no in between,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. There's either Frozen or there's Hostel, and those are our two
Those are
viewing
the-
options here in the U.S.
Choices.
So yeah, if you've ever seen a diner patron or diner waiter take a sugar glass to the face, then you should know what I'm talking about. As the glass flies through the air, the top of it flies free, spilling the sugar out like a sort of mist of sweetness in the air, and you can kind of see as it's moving forward. The individual kind of twitches his finger, and the shotgun goes pop. Unfortunately, through a set of very, very unfortunate rolls for this individual, the pellets kind of fly wide as they crack and smash into the glass, transforming what was once a dangerous weapon into an explosive, almost shrapnel grenade. As the frag bullet or the shrapnel hits the glass, it breaks apart, and this person now has like thousands of mini pieces of glass flying towards his face. He goes down. It goes to his face and he goes down. There you go, PG-15.
That works for me.
Yeah, like just flops down in the back, bleeding profusely from his face, and there's probably like sobs.
He's not getting up. No.
Yeah, he is not. Yeah, it is
He's
like
not getting up.
this is painful, and stuff like that.
Blanco's gonna rise up from behind the cover that he was, because he's down suddenly behind like a couch or something that the people sit like one of the diner couches, and he's got the shotgun ready, and then he goes and looks around and he can't see a target. What happened?
Sayonara is going to stand up, just gently brush herself off and go, is it over? Are we done? And go to Chook and Rhett and look outside to see if her car is okay.
Oh yeah, what vehicle do you have? You have is it the Lamborghini you brought this time?
I have got with me my Lamborghini Miura.
Ooh.
Today. Yeah. So car's fine.
It's checking on the important things, and that's good.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Because I'm not a merciful GM or director, why don't let's do a luck roll. So why don't you just roll the D6? Okay, if it's 1, the car's exploded and on fire.
Oh.
Hooray.
Oh, okay, yeah, your car's fine. We'll say there's even like someone out there like cleaning the window, just kind of like hoping for like money afterwards, just like giving you a thumbs up.
Oh, excellent. A local bum out there
Mm-hmm.
with a dirty rag smearing
yeah,
filth
is
all
that
over
a
the
rag or a diaper? It's hard to tell, but
whatever it is, he took it out of that trash can.
Anyway, disapproving look, shaking my head menacingly. I'll turn back and look inside, see what's going on, and start walking towards my car, because that seems over and above away.
Are you okay, Blanco?
What the hell was that for? And he's stuffing more napkins up his jacket. He's like, it just keeps coming. It's like, oh, it's syrup. And he sort of licks a little bit of it.
Yeah, like the 7-year-old comes out from the women's bathroom with a cane and just like slowly starts shuffling out, not really commenting on the scene around her.
Blanco looks at the priest and realizes he has no gun, and he's like, Where'd he go?
I took care of him.
So yeah, old lady walks by. Ruffians, she says, as she leaves the bar. The waiter is just kind of clutching his face, grabbing any towel around, which happens to be like an old mop towel that's been in that little dirty bucket for a while, covering his face with it.
I'll reach out to remove the shotgun from his immediate reach.
Michael will go and take that off, priest.
And then
it's always nice to have two. I mean,
Yeah.
Squat down beside him. What was that for? Huh? Who paid you?
He's like still like stuffing the rags over his face. I'll never tell. God, that hurts. Do you have alcohol or something?
I'll lean forward and just find a couple of the larger wounds and push my thumbs into
Oh, God.
I'm not going to ask you again. Who paid you?
Let's make a diplomacy.
While priest is doing that, Blanco's going to go and look out the door and say to Sayonara, keep an eye out just in case anybody heard that and called the cops and stuff. So,
Did you see that there was a woman that had gone past that said ruffians?
that's okay. Yeah,
I'm going to run after her, just cry and cause a bit of her, because she has seen, and I don't want her thinking that he's us, and say that we've been attacked. We've been attacked. Just
try and give the little old lady a heart attack.
Yeah,
It's easily explained away.
attack.
I've got a diplomacy of 10. I'm going to go for 2d5 this time. That's more in keeping with me. So, 5. No roll-ups or anything else clever.
Okay. All right. I mean, you got like advantage because wounds, glass. Yeah. You just kind of like going, oh God, no. Oh God, that hurts. Okay, fine. And he like just tosses you this flip phone. Just kind of gesturing to it. And Sayonara, why don't you go ahead and give me a diplomacy as well for your
I'm 1d6 because it's a 6 for me. So let's go hard.
Oh,
I got 6.
way!
What? No more explosions for you guys. You're done. You reached the cap.
Don't worry, I'll flip round very, very shortly.
Yeah, no, we're gonna put in the rule on top table people. No, no explosions for them.
After that, a 4 for me.
Okay, so yeah, so the phone is sent over to Priest, kind of clanging right next to him. And for Sayonara, we'll say like, there's a bunch of there's a group of 5 drunken bachelorette individuals just kind of like chilling down the street. They look like they were having a good time, but your cries of like, something bad has happened has alerted them. And of course, since they're slightly inebriated, they are the heroes of this story. As they kind of awkwardly run across the street in like these glittering dresses, carrying these purses, like the clutch purses, as they run towards you. And they're like, "Are you okay? Oh, let's call 911."
No, please. My purse, it's been stolen. You need to go and locate. I can't stay here. My friend's been hurt, but they're fine. Please go get my purse, please.
Are you blaming the old woman?
Yeah, what?
Go anywhere but here, please. Move on.
It was an old woman. Which way should we run to? Oh.
That direction.
Yeah, so like these 6 ladies just start taking off down the road. Did you send them to the old lady or?
No, just in the general direction,
Okay.
anywhere they're here that's not where they've just come from.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, and they run off, no longer focusing on the fact that no one has called yet, or maybe someone has, who knows. It's a late night. But for the priest, looking at the phone as it's kind of flipped up, the last text message that is on it, which kind of came in probably like about 3 minutes ago, which is, you know, around the time that Blanco got shot, and then overreacted. Yeah, it says it kind of has 3 like blurry images of each of you in various like circumstances, like taken like I think Sayonara, yours is from like high school, while the rest look like nicer and crisper. But it's just like you know, has a about 6 figures on each of you. It is obvious someone has taken a bounty.
I'll grab Blanco, usher you out towards the car, and Sayonara, and we need to get out of here.
We need to get on the road now.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, they've been watching us for a while. This isn't a recent picture of me. Yours recent?
Blanco takes the phone. He's like, "Hey, this looks pretty good." Does it have a name of who sent the text on it, or is it some kind of like unknown, just scrambled number? Or
it has a number attached to it, but there's no like you know, contact that's been added and associated with it.
Quite frankly, I'd rather get away from here as far as possible so we're not associated with it. Have we got somewhere we can go that's relatively safe, kind of a safe house, my garage, as it were? Just
Ooh, good question.
Unpack this situation.
Yeah, I would say look at your relationship. So you could like cash in on one of your relationships if you have a good one, or maybe even a negative one where you could just like sleep on the couch, or if you guys have like a safe haven. You could also probably do a culture roll to see if there's any place that you know of that might be good.
That culture is bad.
Well,
The culture of
Look, you don't have to say you have bad culture. You stuffed maple syrup napkins on your wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the bad culture.
fairly self-explanatory. While we're driving, I'm going to reach out to Mario, one of my contacts, to see if I can meet him. He's a low-level thug, but he seems to have his finger on the pulse for what's going on in the town. He may be able to let us know who's put a contract out on us and why.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you tell me a little bit something more about this Mario? I mean, are you guys like friends, like brothers in arms? Was he maybe a fellow religious priest? Did you help you at the orphanage?
No, Mario, when I was trying to rectify things in the neighborhood, I sort of run into him every now and again, mostly telling him not to get involved with the kids under my care. And eventually he came to realize that if he didn't, he'd be receiving an ass kicking on a regular basis. So once he realized what was off limits, things sort of became a bit more calm between us. And over time, if I've needed something from him or he's needed something from me, then there's been, you know, a bit of back and forth. As things stand, he currently owes me more than I owe him for helping get him out of a few scrapes, letting him lay low for a while. So he's a bit of a scumbag. Not quite the scumbag with a heart of gold, but
got some
heart of
leverage.
copper.
a scumbag who owes me a favor right now.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of scumbag to have on your side.
Yeah, he answers the phone on the first ring excitedly. He's like, hey, what are we calling you nowadays? Is it still priest?
Yeah, priest will do. I need you to look into something for me. Have you heard any buzz about a contract being put out on me and my friends?
Oh, there's a contract? How much?
Too much for you. And believe me, if you even attempted, you wouldn't live long enough to claim it, Mario. So don't even think.
I know. If I had just a slight bit more skill, I think it'd be tempting. But I've seen you with insert any weapon. And
I will insert a weapon.
yeah. So how's the weather over there? So yeah, I can. Why don't you give me about 10 minutes? I'm currently at a kiosk trying to purchase this cherry pie turnover thing. But I can shake some trees, as they say, and see what apples fall into my lap.
I will text you a number that the contract came from, if that helps.
Oh, yeah, that does. I got a phone book over here somewhere. I'm kidding. I have a computer. I'm not gonna.
Just get it done, Mario.
Okay, I see you're lively as ever.
Always.
As Priest is having that phone call, Blanco is leaning over towards Sayonara, who's driving, and he's like rubbing the screen, and he's just putting more blood and syrup on it. And he goes, "Why don't we just call the number? I mean, if someone answers, we just ask who their name is and shoot him, man." And then he's like, "Oh no, yeah, here you go, Priest," and passes him the phone.
And at this point, because I haven't been given much of a direction to where I want to go and haven't realised yet, I'm just going to take the opportunity to drive fast in my car and make them too nervous. I am going to just take advantage of the situation, drive, and have everybody look at exactly what I'm driving. I will also be looking at Blanco in absolute disgust, just in case he gets any blood on my interior.
Oh, the blood's dripped off onto your seat and yeah.
Maple syrup blood.
And
that's
maple
really
syrup,
hard
yeah,
to
yeah.
take. Yeah,
It's
that's
very
that combo.
sticky.
Yeah, that's a tough combo.
That's how you get
Not
ants.
good enough. You are going to be getting a bill for yourself on this
Yeah,
instance.
Sayonara, why don't you go ahead and give me an instinct roll, since you're kind of
Instinct.
unoccupied at the time, other than driving.
7.
7?
My instinct's at 11.
All right. You notice, like, as you're speeding down the highway, there is a Fiat, let's say a Turbo Scorpion, like with like a black matte color exterior, with like this white, maybe it's like some sort of feline cat on the front of it. They have been following you for about 3 stop signs. Did you stop at the stop sign, or did you just go through them?
More than likely went through them, yeah.
Yeah, they went through them, you realize.
I've gone through a stop sign, there's people following us. I would like to try and go as fast as I can around any potential corners to lose them, please.
All right, go ahead and give me a drive.
So drive is 2d6s, is it not?
Drive, yeah, it should be whatever. Let's see, you have a... Holy heck, you guys, oh geez, yeah. Whew. Yeah, however you want to split these dice, maybe a d12.
Do you know what? I'll give it a d12. I'm gonna give it,
yeah, d12 and a d5, maybe. Yeah.
8.
Okay.
Great, not great.
Okay, that's going on. What are the other two? What are the other two doing? And what music do you have playing, Sayonara?
Sexy sax going on at the moment. Just a bit of a smooth, sexy sax going on, just to set the pace and the tone.
While we're being buffeted back and forward in the back seat, I'm going to attempt to take a look at Blanco's wound, since he still seems to be dripping profusely.
Yeah, sort him out, please.
Just to see what is going on with that.
Yeah, Blanco just pulls down his jacket thing, and he's like going backwards and forwards. He just thinks this is just normal Sayonara driving, and just shows Priest the wound. So it's just a little scratch. It's fine.
Scratch that's making a mess. Can you put something back on, please?
I've jabbed a bunch of tissues up here. What do you want me to
do? Give me your belt.
He does that. Blanco takes his belt off and gives it to Priest. Priest knows what he's doing. So.
Tourniquet that up just to limit the flow for the time being.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Probably going to have to pick the pellets out of that whenever we get where we're going. Where are we going, Sayonara?
Well, it's your investigation. We're waiting for a call, aren't we, from your person on investigation?
Yeah, we can't drive around all night. Well, maybe
we can't drive around all night, and I could go to one of my contacts, although they're quite family related, and I'd rather not bring them into it. Do you guys have any other contacts or resting spaces that you think would be beneficial to you?
Well, if you don't want to go anywhere else, we can go to my apartment.
Let's go there.
Anywhere but here. I'm going to take an awkward route back.
Well, okay. Is there anything else apart from your driving except for awkward?
Well,
you're
it's
going
going to
so
be
fast.
extremely fast, but I need to lose them. That's why I need to take the not conventional route back to yours, because I don't want to drive them back to where you live.
Yeah, I'll point you towards where I live in Portofranco, which is a grimy little apartment in one of the sort of seedier, filthier, lower rent districts.
Yeah,
So Sayonara got a partial success with that. So you're kind of moving on up, but they're keeping pace with you. And as you kind of swerve, the back end of your wheels kind of drifting down this four-way stop, you can kind of see in a reflection of the glass of the buildings next to you that there is a kind of a large pickup truck, which is going through the red lights behind you as you make this turn, aimed right at you. So go ahead and give me another drive test.
Oh no. 12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. That is perfect. Yeah, so the truck smashes into a storefront next to you. You're like back in as you kind of pull the the parking brake as you kind of skid around. The other car is trailing behind you. It still has you on their sights. But at least they're a little bit further behind. The kind of glass shatters from the truck as it hits the side of the building. Yeah, why don't you give me another you give me another drive test, and the other two, what are you up to?
Blanco realizes that a truck has just hit a freaking storefront and looks out the back and sees the car chasing, and he's like, "Sayonara, we're being chased!" And he pulls the shotgun out, ready, and says, "Get away from these guys!"
I hope you've got your seatbelts on, lads.
Blanco realizes he doesn't, and hurriedly puts it on.
No such thing as seatbelts.
Yeah, does this have a seatbelt? I don't know.
Why not?
Also, is it like a Lamborghini, like a two-seater?
So one of us is stuck in the back then. Yeah.
Who's in the boat? Who's in the boat?
Oh, that poor person.
I like to think Blanco's the one who's stuffed in the back when he's the biggest guy as well.
Yeah. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah. I got 11 there.
Oh, nice. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so you continue to move forward. You get a +1 for your next driving roll as you continue to move through. It's about this time and probably in response because they are very frustrated. Let's do a luck roll real quick.
Sorry, what's a luck roll?
Sorry, just a D6.
Just a D6, thank you. Just want to double check. 4.
Okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad. You definitely hear like a ping as you hear the pops of gunfire from behind, but you guys are at like an adequate distance that you know the shots are in vain for the most part. But Sayonara, you're in tune with your vehicle. This is your baby, okay? Yeah. Right. This is a mortgage. Right. This is a monthly payment that will never go away. You can lump this up with your student debt. Yeah. It just will never be taken care of. Well, I guess that's an American issue, so no one else's. But for Americans there, you guys understand what I mean. But yeah, you can definitely see on the front, like one of the bullets has like slightly grazed the front of the vehicle, just taking a little bit of the paint off of it.
That's just not good enough. That is not good enough. I'm out of anger and aggression. I will continue to put down my foot even harder. Knowing my car's getting hurt, causing little regard to the others that are in my car. Really, just the destination.
Blanco just sliding from one side.
All of which I'm quite happy to do. Not miserable, not scared for my life. Just off we go.
Yeah. So how are you trying to lose them? Are you just going to rely on speed? Are you going to go down back alleyways? Maybe trickier stuff.
I am going to, because I'm going to try and stay away from the transparency that we're getting from the window. So I'm going to go down to some smaller ways, like alleyways, if I can fit. Maybe go over certain things if I can, if it's possible. But I will do whatever it takes to go around corners, go round circles, or do donuts around them to escape. Trick shots.
Oh heck yeah! Heck yeah! All right, cool. An opportunity is presenting itself before you as you are racing down the streets. It's a wonder why the police haven't started chasing you. It might raise some red flags because the streets are surprised. I mean, it's 3 a.m., but like, you know, there's usually a couple of cops around here, especially with speed traps and the like. But there's nothing. It just seems pretty clear and empty. But you see an alleyway, and among that alleyway, you notice that there are like trash cans lined up on either side, pressed against the wall. A inexperienced driver would look at this and say, there's no possible way. An experienced driver would say, I don't want to ruin my car. But you're not an experienced driver. You're a step above that. You are sayonara. And so for you, it looks like an opportunity to lose these individuals. And so if you look at your one of the things you can do, you have Driving Pro.
Yep.
So this is definitely a risky maneuver. So if you fail, and you know you might, you can spend 3 moral to do something cool to help you succeed. But let's see if you can succeed first. You do get +1 to your die point value because of your amazing driving in the previous turn.
Yep.
So you got that 18 now.
Ooh, so I've got 18 at the minute. I know that I'm going to make this just in my heart because I'm a confident driver and I know the width of my car. So I feel like I've calculated it enough. So I've got 18.
You can do a D12 and a D6.
Yeah, that's fine. 14.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys see this? This is like, you know,
I'm just smiling at this point.
Yeah.
One hand, you know.
Blanco's hitting the ceiling of the Lamborghini.
Having the time of my life.
Oh, it's like that Italian song in the background. Is that Italian? You're like, as you're just like hairs flying everywhere as your head continues to smack around the inside of the Lamborghini. They never tested using the those little puppet things, stuffing a big man into the back of a Lamborghini and then like throwing him around in an alleyway. So this is new ground here. The research here will save lives. But yeah, just like, you know, Star Wars, you know, going down into that trench is aiming towards that little exhaust pipe or what have you. You jump into that alleyway. Water springs up on either side as you're hitting these puddles, and you kind of go like drift back and forth in between these very tight corner like maneuvers within this alleyway, trying to dodge the trash cans. And we would say with that roll, you can kind of, if you want, and I know this is important to you, you can tip one of the trash cans with the butt of your Lamborghini to kind of move it forward behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna
just
do
to
it.
show off, absolutely. I will.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Lamborghini, that good butt. Slaps the backside of that
Ding.
trash can, moving forward. And so, yeah, you guys see a loud, or you hear a loud pop as the, whoever was in that Fiat comes crashing into the trash can, and trash cans are bigger than Fiats, those little tiny things.
Yeah.
As you clear the alleyway back onto the side of the street, you join up with traffic. As you see on this street. So it's kind of like the stark contrast to the empty streets you were in, back onto these Italian streets with vehicles and a bus and stuff like that. And like one kid, as you pull off onto the side, like into the traffic, is just kind of staring at you in awe, like,
Still sexy sack music going through the top. Still happening. Still feeling it. Really happy at the moment. I am considering that my car is quite obvious and that it's going to be seen. Do I have any kind of fake plates or anything like that I can just switch over to give us.
Yeah, I think any driver worth their salt, or really their sugar in pounds, as we learned earlier, will have some fake plates. So you can kind of pull over to the side or go into like a parking deck. But also the priest, because I believe that's where you guys were headed to. His domicile is not that far, so you could just kind of make a run towards it.
Yeah.
Also,
If it's not that far, go.
It's a Lambo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
how many are
there's
driving around
not
at this
many.
time of night in Porto Franco?
There's a
Many a
Lambo
rich
parade.
Yeah, very a rich person.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. So, priest. Before we
Yes.
get into your place, what does your place look like?
How can I best put this? Opposite the charred remains of the sort of the rec center that I used to run for the kids that was burnt down by the mob is like a tenement, old school, built in the 30s or 40s. It's a dump. The Lambo may not be there when we come out again. Just saying. It's not a great part of town. But I made sure that I've kept this place so every day I can look out and see exactly what they did and what they have to pay for. So I'm up on the third floor, dingy little apartment. Furniture that came with the place has never been upgraded or maintained. It's really just somewhere that I occasionally fall asleep in, and as such looks and smells just like that as well. If you're lucky, there might be some food in the fridge. However, if you're lucky that there is food in the fridge, you can be fairly certain that it's at least a couple of weeks out of date and maybe starting to grow.
Yeah.
That is Shea Priest, the priest house.
Yeah, like any wonderful city, like you guys were on a street that looked very touristy and had restaurants and people were laughing, and then you go down another street and it's just like dismal poverty with burnt buildings and condemned buildings with wooden planks over their doors. Some people, as you kind of go, because you have to go through the streets pretty slowly, are catcalling Blanco. Just like, hey, you big boy, how you doing?
You look like Noddy trapped in the back of that car. Yeah. So it really is just a dingy, dismal bachelor pad. Wouldn't even say it was a bachelor pad, because it's certainly not something that
Just a pad.
that bachelor would maintain or want to be seen in.
Considering that I know the state of his living quarters, should we call it? I will be keeping watch outside. We've just been followed. It is a good idea being followed in a car that is quite distinctive, to say the least. I will be keeping route outside just in case, and more so for the selfish reason to make sure that my car is in one piece, and probably start to chain smoke before they get back.
Yeah, fair. I would say, priest, you do see Mario taking a piss on the remnants of the church building, probably waiting for you. You see him kind of like, pulling up his pants in that awkward way.
Blanco's still cracking his back, and he's just going, "Oh God!" Oh. And leaning against the car.
My apartment's 303. If you want to go on up and let yourself in, you don't need to worry about a key. I have nothing worth stealing. The door's always open. I'll be back in just one moment, and I'll walk across the road to see Mario.
Yeah,
I'll stay by the car with Sayonara just in case. So.
Yeah, Mario turns around, zipping up his pants and tightening the belt around real quick, wiping his hands on his shirt, which is kind of like this pasty off-white with like dark blue stripes on it. As he gives away and he gives a wave and like extends his hand to you, priest.
Don't mind if I don't.
Oh, I thought we were friends. That's fair. Yeah, so I'm sad to say, but you guys are wanted tonight. There's about 7 hours to pop you like a cherry, so to speak. So yeah, it's definitely dead. They just scratched off the alive part.
Oh, Lovely. And who is behind this extravaganza?
You really want to know?
I wouldn't have called you if I didn't.
All right. It's the Nivola family.
The Nivola family. Why would they even be worrying about us?
It's a good question, but apparently they put out a bounty earlier today on you three. I mean, the main target was, I don't know, that not the attractive one, but the driver. Which one was that?
Blanco.
No, not the attractive one.
Not
I
the
said yeah, exactly.
Sayonara then.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do while they're having a chat to patch up Blanco because he's making an absolute mess still? And I don't want to
yeah. You can just shoot it, put it down.
Blanco keeps like batting Sayonara's hands away. He's like, "It's fine. He put a belt on it. Leave it.
I'm good.
I'm good."
I will ask Mario, how do they prove that they've killed us to claim the bounty?
And for Sayonara, go ahead and roll a culture roll. Oh, they're meant to take a picture, I think. Yeah, it's been most of the information. It's been sent off to any criminal or worth any of their salt in the area, about 7 miles from this location.
Oh.
Fantastic. Well, I guess we're square, Mario. Until the next time.
Yeah. Well, I hope to hear from you again. You know, it's probably not good for your mental health if you're right across the street from such a tragedy. Just saying, a lot of people moved on. I think you should too.
When I want your advice, I'll ask for it.
Okay, it's
turn around and head off back to my compatriots.
Yeah. He just heads over to a hot dog stand.
What did he say?
Oh, just breezed past you. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Up to my apartment. And as we're clambering up the dimly lit wooden stairs, lights flickering on and off where there are lights, I'll give them the good news. The Nivola family want us dead. I'm assuming it's something to do with Sayonara, based on what Mario said. But to be fair, he can be flaky at times.
Not your best intelligence, I suppose. What could I possibly done to the Novara family?
Yeah, in Sayonara, your patching up of Blanco, from the YouTube videos that you did a horrible job. But at least it's not bleeding. Like you've done everything to stop the bleeding. Some things you shouldn't do, but you've done it, and the bleeding has stopped.
Fantastic. Good to know.
There might be consequence. Yeah.
And he's not going to get any more blood in my car. How bad is this bounty? How much are they asking?
6 figures.
6 figures
each.
per person.
Mm-hmm.
And all they need to do to claim it is take a photograph of our deceased bodies.
Surely the best thing to do is find the people put the bounty on us and just shoot them. Then, there's no money.
That could
Go
work.
straight to the source.
Yeah, straight to the sauce and shoot them.
Where
Do
do we start?
either of you know where they operate from?
There we go. Where do we start?
I'm sure you can tell me, right?
Considering it's such a high-profile family, I really hate to ask, considering that I'm from a high-profile family, maybe I could give my aunt a call. She is part of the Spores family and may have heard some information, and I can trust her to keep out information and whereabouts safe. So I will try to give her a call to see if she can tell us what we might have done, given that she's involved in politics. Us. Yeah, team, you got in my car, you messed it up with blood, we're a we now. Plural. So this Alessandra is my father's main sponsor. She's like an art, and she's been there for me since I was a child. She's a friend of my mum, and she is part of the rich family, the Erskine's family. So considering it's another family that is after us, I will be asking a favour to see if she has heard.
Yeah. So you give a call. And you guys are in Priest's apartment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blanco's just fallen on this, basically sat down on the really sagging sofa, and he's just closed his eyes for a second. So.
I'm gonna not take my eye off of the window where I'm looking straight at
Yeah. Blanco, when you sit down, you feel things scuttling underneath the cushions, giving you room for your tuchus. And of course, Priest, there is some like old Chinese food in the fridge if you'd like to partake in it.
No, you're okay. I will go into my bathroom though, shut the door, and then leave her up about 3 floorboards under the sink and take out the case that holds my bolt action rifle, because I have a feeling we may be needing this tonight.
Oh, potentially.
So the door closes to my bathroom, and all you hear is lots of banging.
Maybe you had a bad meal.
So yeah, Saturday night on the other end, you hear your father's friend Alessandra speaking softly from the other side. There's a kind of a crowd behind, so she might be at a party or something. She's like, "Hello, darling. How are you doing? And why'd you call me so late? Are you okay?"
I'm in danger, and I'd like to find out why I'd be in danger. My name is on a bounty, and I wonder if you can help.
I really wish you would have called me sooner. This is a lot to take in. How did you get a bounty on you? What did you do?
Nothing out of the ordinary, my usual character, to say the least. You know, drive fast, go where I've got to get to, try and be free in general. It seems that what was the family called? The
Nivola.
The Nivola family. I've caught the attention of those. Is there anything you can tell me about where we can find them? Or, because quite frankly, until I've told otherwise, I'm innocent.
Dearest, this isn't exactly what your father wanted of you.
Regardless of what my father wanted, this is what I chose. Can you help or not?
I can help. I'm just trying to help you in a more of a long-term fashion too while I have you on the phone.
My father is also dead, so you cannot help me.
Oh, child. I'm sorry. You must be going through a lot tonight. Your mother, yeah?
Sadly.
Yeah, well, she started seeing an individual, past your father dying. It's been tough on her. No doubt, in my opinion, this individual just wants to kind of climb up the social and economic ladder, using your mom as a lovely staircase.
So this is due to my mother's screw-ups.
If I had to pull a string that would unravel everything, I would say this individual who I can't name even for you, love. They have a son. And so if you're still around, when the mother dies, the money would go to you, no doubt, because of the wills and such. But if you're removed, then it goes back to their family.
So why my friends on the bounty too, huh? Why not just me?
That's a good question. I'm sorry. I wish I could have more illuminating answers, but it seems like my worst fears are coming alive tonight, and I'm worried about you.
Are you going to continue to leave me in the dark, just like my father did? Or are you going to give me a name to follow so I can escape my death?
In my sphere, word is everything, and I love you truly. Truly, I do. But I can't. It's been exchanged of favors and promises that I cannot undo.
I will just hang up at that point. I've got no interest.
Door opens an eye and just says, "What did she say?"
There's a power play, a lot of money involved. Seems like I'm the prime target and you're collateral damage.
Oh, collateral damage. Great. Fantastic.
Although I did find out that I am to foresee a lot of money in the future. And if I die due to unforeseen circumstances, this money lands somewhere else. However, that was the only clue I got. She won't tell me anymore.
So we need to go see who? Your mom?
I'm afraid so. But my
Hey,
relationship with my
family
mother,
reunion.
my relationship with my mother isn't the best.
Well, can't get any worse, can it? I guess.
I'm not going to give her my heads up. If it's all right with you, I would like to leave immediately.
Sure. Blanca's going to go over to the toilet and just bang on the door.
Just
Priest.
Open it, holding a rifle. Yes.
Oh, that came out your ass. Wow, Jesus.
I say, it's been a long night, and I'm not in the mood, Blanco.
Whoa, okay. He'll step back.
The bounty's on our heads, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Blanco's going to go over to the where the leftover Chinese food is and just sort of pick out one of the spring rolls that's probably there and just put it in his mouth. It may be a bit fluffy, but he's going to put it in his mouth anyway.
Yeah. So, like, in order to get to your weapons, Priest, you have to go past a very unsettling image. And the unsettling image is a hand-drawn, with crayon picture of you and the orphans before the building that was once whole across the street. So why don't you go ahead and give me a cool roll to see how much you can endure.
Cool's not bad. Cool of 14, so go D5s, D4.
Just push it down. Repress it.
Repress it all. 4, 8, 9.
Nice.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I will say you only lose one moral point.
Okay.
Morale point from that. Sayonara's pretty young compared to you. You might even look to her as someone that you need to take care of. If anything, there's almost a parallel to the broken and discarded, burnt church and Sayonara knowing somewhat of her past. But maybe tonight you can set things right. And even the destroyed can be whole again and can be beautiful as you load up your gun and step back out to the other two.
Well, pull a cigarette from a soft packet, grab a Zippo, light it up, and look at the pair of them. Where were we?
Heading down to the car to get in it and head to Mama's.
Yes,
This
so
is cigarette.
I'm not going to go to Mother's. I am going to give her a very alarming call to say that I'm in danger. I don't usually go to my mum. She is the last point of call, and I'm going to act in a bit of desperation, really out of character, to tell her in urgency that I'm in danger. I'm not going to tell her I know anything. I'm just going to say I'm in danger. What do I do? Just to see how she reacts.
Yeah, so like the phone answers on like the second ring. But you hear a man's voice on the other side, and they're like, "Hey, hello, this is I am the nurse for Yasin. Please let me know if you need anything or if you want to drop a message."
Hang up at that point.
Hello. Oh, they hung up on me. What do I do? Okay, come.
It seems that we're going in the right direction. My mum's got blocker on her call. There's someone stopping me from talking to my mum that could potentially give us a location. Something tells me that I'm all good going in there all guns blazing to my mum's house, and quite frankly, I don't care about my own mother. However, I am open to alternatives if you would want to lure them out rather than us go to them.
Let's get over there and case the place. Maybe we'll get an idea of what's going on.
Who stopped you from talking to your mother?
Due to the relationship I had with my father, my mum wanted me to go to a different way in life.
Yeah,
I don't agree
but
with.
right now, when you just phoned her,
Oh,
who stopped
right
you?
now, it
Yeah.
seems as if you had some kind of nurse on the other side of the phone willing to take messages. I didn't alert. I didn't say who I was. It was male at the other end of the phone. That's very unnatural for my mother, especially taking my phone calls.
You haven't had much contact with your mother. You don't know. Is this an ongoing thing? Is she chronically ill? Is she on her way
No.
out?
My mum, as the last as I know, was completely healthy. She was unhappy in her relationship once my father had died. Maybe she got herself into bad rep, but I chose to disconnect myself from my mother as a point. This money, regardless.
I'm not a genius, but if she's
Correct.
ill, and hey, if she's ill and someone's trying to kill us, well, maybe she's on her way out.
That's what I'm
not
thinking.
to put too fine a point on it, but also, sorry, my condolences.
As I said, we can go in there and close it down. I don't care whether my mum is dead or alive. However, I do care that there is a bounty in
Cool.
planets.
Shotguns then. Woo!
You do realize that shotgun you've been carrying, Blanco, is empty, right?
Yeah, but I got my own. And
Oh, that's
Blanco
okay.
opens his jacket.
Why do you need two Don't even. Actually, I don't want to know. I just don't want to
It
know.
means if I need to give someone both barrels, I can do 4. And then it's even better. Great.
Fair enough. So, if your mum dies and you die, who inherits?
Some scummy
guess-
boyfriend?
I presume we're going to go and find that out.
Lead on, sayonara.
To my mother's we go.
Lead on goodbye. Yeah.
I am going to, before we get in the car, just double check that no one is it into instinct? Just double check that no one is watching us to see where
Oh,
we
yeah,
go.
that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, good idea. You have good ideas. Go ahead.
I'll just be helping cram Blanco in the back seat.
Yeah, Blanco's trying to get his fat ass through the back.
I got a 7.
Okay.
I got a 7 out of 11.
Cool. No, this is great. This is great. Kind of. All right. So, Priest, when you come on out, your friend hands you a piece of paper with some information on it. The information is as follows. There is a family who has put up the actual money concerning your bounties. That family's last name is De Antonios.
That's a name that rings a bell.
Yeah, it's definitely a crime family. One that's been pretty active in Europe for the last 3 decades.
Why now?
Power play. There's one way to find out.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Did nothing came out of anybody watching us, I presume?
You look down. So when you're looking around, I think the first thing you notice that kind of raises the hairs on the back of your neck is there is a reflection of something perched on the top of a roof about like 2 blocks down. And it's only the reflection only occurs after like one of the neon signs like shifts to like from Pepsi commercial to a I don't know, Walmart, Eat Fresh,
Target.
yeah, Target.
Band-Aids. It goes to Band-Aids.
Yeah, Band-Aids. They help with gunshot wounds. Get a Band-Aid now.
Only the ones with the cute cartoon pups on them, though.
Oh yeah, Paw Patrol.
Mm.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Not that's the only thing that
You
stands
see
out.
someone on
in
the
particular.
roof. Yeah.
That's it. Just
Yeah.
someone on the roof, quite far or high. I will mention it to the two, but considering they're 2 blocks away, I am concerned that we might be being watched and they're aware of where you live. However, there is nothing we can do without going on one goose.
Cool. What's your armor?
Who's
Sayonara?
I've got leather, thick leather clothes.
Okay, protection 4. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna get hurt, right?
no reason. What's your armor then?
it's fine.
It's
Ignore
all fine.
that guy on the roof. What's your armor? Great.
They're not connected, right? They're just
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay. Just making some rolls here. Let's see. All right, cool. Take 8 points of damage.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And that's after your protection.
Have I told them of something on the roof prior to being hurt?
Yeah. It was pretty much like what follows.
There's
You're like, I
something
think
up
there's
there.
something. Yeah, and then like you feel like you've been hit by a truck.
When Sayonara goes flying down,
Uh-huh.
I assume in some sort of spectacular slow motion,
Oh.
I'm going to throw my rifle up onto the roof of the
There's a
Lambo,
Lambo. Yeah.
and try and scope them out.
Not the Lambo.
And Blanco's going to
Thankfully,
drag.
the only person who'd complain about that is on the floor at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm not particularly happy about
And Blanco's
what's
going to
going
drag
anymore.
Sayonara up against the side of the car as well, so that she's behind cover as well.
Why are you using my car as cover, you
It's
madman?
the only cover.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. All right. So, I think for Blanco, why don't you give a let's get a grit test from you as you're moving Sayonara and trying to get behind the vehicle for Priest. I think let's go with dexterity.
Okay.
So this isn't like a real attack. Your weapons aren't meant to be shot like that far with any accuracy. And so
more
mostly
suppressing.
it's trying to scare away and hopefully prevent them from shooting at least for the next couple of seconds while you guys try to get out. And Sayonara,
I got a 14, by the way, for my grit to drag her towards the side of the car. So
excellent. Sayonara, what are you going to do?
Where have I been hit, most importantly?
Left shoulder. So you now that like you've had some time and your body's like, oh no, we've been shot, let's send the information where it needs to go. You realize you're in a lot of pain, and luckily and maybe unluckily, it's kind of shattered the shoulder bone. So kind of pieces of it are broken. You can kind of feel that cracking, as well as a little bit of blood dripping from your shoulder. It's going to make using your left hand a little bit difficult as it's kind of going numb. But at least you'll live.
At least I'll live. I'll get in the car at that point. I need to get in the car. I need to get in the car, open the doors for everybody, just so we are.
So Blanco's basically, with his move, kind of bundled her into the driver's seat, I guess. She could drive one-handed, right? That's fine.
Yeah, it's the other side of the car, right? Isn't it? So I need my right hand. It's fine.
Whoever's in the passenger seat does the steering while she does the shifting.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn 2 morale to push my dex up
Nice.
to a 12. Roll 2d6. 8.
All right, cool. With that, they're only going to get one more shot off.
And then dive in, hopefully to the screeching of tires.
Yeah. That exactly. The second he's in, I will be putting my foot down in a straight line, just away from here, really. I'm not going to gather too much because my arm is going to be a bit, but if I could just get us going in a straight line, away from any potential and where he was scoping at this, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, like a pop goes off and you see a hole open up on the front of your Lamborghini, right where the engine block is, and a little bit of smoke starts to like come from the hole. But you guys tear off.
Extra air cooling, it's fine. That'll probably help in many
Exactly.
respects. What did Sayonara? I'm sure that's how cars work.
Vehicles work better with holes in them. That's been scientifically proven.
I'd rather have more holes in me than my car, but please continue.
Yeah, and you're going down the street and everything like that. Blood dripping down your arm onto the stick shift as you're pushing and pulling. And
Blanco takes some napkins out of his pocket and starts stuffing them into her jacket. It's like, it worked for me.
You got the precedent, right?
Yeah.
Is either of you two got a decent driving score?
Oh yeah. If you just want to pull over here, I can take over.
Yeah, I'm not too particularly comfortable, but I don't think my car can get much worse than what it's in now, and I'd rather us get somewhere safely. If you don't mind taking over, Chris.
I'm not climbing out the back.
No, well, I've got one hand on the wheel at the moment anyway, trying to keep it more or less in the center of the road. So
makes sense. Do you want me to hold your rifle for you or anything?
Oh, I'll throw it into Blanco. I'm fairly certain you fired one of those.
Yeah.
It's a bit more range on it than a shotgun. If you need to, don't forget you can just go through that back window there. Just saying.
Yeah, Blanco's going to be keeping an eye out the back window while they are switching over drivers to keep us going.
Hop out, slam the passenger door shut, slide across the
over the bonnet, of course.
Speed. This is all about speed and accuracy here. We need to be moving again.
While he was on the outside, I rolled on the inside. We did this mad little technique going on.
It's a lot of rolling and there's like blood drip. It's just
looks spectacular. I think I tore my pants sliding across the bullet hole in the bonnet, but look, we're not going to complain about that now, about who owes who a new pair of pants. Just saying.
Or who owes someone a new Lamborghini. I don't know.
It's all Blanco, really. Started all by bleeding everywhere.
Put it on the tab.
Into the car and set off then. Is the plan to still head for Mother's?
Let's go to Mother's. We're not getting any other answers.
Well, good idea. We've one other answer, but we don't know where we're going to find the D'Antonios right now. Maybe they'll be with your mum. Wouldn't
it? If they're power playing, then yeah. So,
not expecting us technically.
Head across town.
So it takes about 2 hours drive because your family is outside the city, kind of in between the valleys. There's like a couple of vineyards you have to go past, and certainly like the Lamborghini continues to stand out on the countryside. As you kind of looking past the valleys, you see a little bit of the sun starting to come up. Those like reds that slowly welcome the new dawn. Do you guys talk about anything on your way up?
I'm going to try and get some rest in all fairness.
Yeah, because there's certainly an awkward silence because the music no longer works. It just kind of like putters and skips.
Blanco tries to kind of make like an awkward joke when he sees that Sayonara's kind of like wincing or whatever. He's like, well, I mean, at least one of the hitmen was good. I mean, they got you rather than me. I mean, they were hitting the target. Anyway.
Do I need to remind you who helped patch you up this morning, Blanco?
Okay. Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Fantastic. I will be trying to get some rest as long as we've got journey ahead of us. I am probably sitting there in terror having to see my mum again and the potentials of that.
Blanco is going to load the other shotgun with a couple of shells. So I've now got 2 fully loaded sawn-off shotguns now.
Dual wield.
Yeah.
Remind me to always stand slightly behind you.
Yeah.
Slightly behind you. I'll just be driving along, lost in my own thoughts. 2 colleagues shot, running for their lives up in the hills. It's like the war again. It's all coming back to me. Fighting in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
One eye twitching and smoking my way continuously through my packet of cigarettes. Just once one tab goes out, another one goes in. It's lit off the butt of the other. Continue. Your Lamborghini's just going to smell utterly fantastic.
It already does. It's fine.
That's fine.
There is a secret, cigarettes bit underneath where you're looking. So if you do run out, you do know I keep them away.
But otherwise, yeah, just make best time. I've never been out this neck of the woods before. No idea whether or not we're going to end up driving straight up to the front door, or if there's any way that we can be more circumspect and approach the house from
somewhere.
Off-road or behind, drive past and then come through the grounds. As we're getting a bit closer, I'm just going to gently nudge Sayonara awake and ask these questions. What's the score here? Can we approach unseen, or are they going to see us coming from a mile away? We're not exactly inconspicuous in
No,
this.
we are not.
Like the smoking Lamborghini.
Yeah, which I imagine is like pristine white, except for the holes in it.
Yeah.
We're not going to get anywhere near. People are looking for me, and people know my car. However, I do know that I'm the prime target, and I know that you two are just, well, I'm hunching on the fact that you two are both collateral. How about we find a ruse to get in with me being dead? However, I do understand that both of you have a bounty too, and it is a gamble we might have to potentially make.
I was doing this. I'd hop over the back wall, break down the back gate, and just start shooting people. But,
The last time I was here, my mother had perfect security. I dread to think that somebody has infiltrated that, meaning we're looking at something a lot worse with a lot more money.
Well, maybe we park up somewhere nearby and just get a scope of the place, see what it's like.
That works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah, you guys can get close. You park next to a willow tree on a gravelly road off the side of the main road. The main road continues and kind of stretches over a hill until it goes to these black gates, which surround a lovely mansion with this decadent large windows, a bunch of vehicles outside, some of them owned by Sayonara's, or was once owned by Sayonara's father, kind of showcasing the family in their history. There are guards, and you kind of see that because it's still dark enough that people need flashlights. So you see flashlights going back and forth, wandering the grounds. But yeah, there's several meters in between the gate and the mansion itself, with like a circular gravel road in front of it.
Nice place you have, Sayonara.
Or will have.
Or will have, yeah.
The house is nice. It's the cars that I want back. You can take the house.
Does
However,
it look like we can cross the wall and approach the house unseen, or at least watch the patrols of security around it and try and find one that we can isolate?
Yeah, see if we can sneak in through the garden somewhere or something. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You can, if you want to get closer. What we'll do is, why don't each of you guys roll a instinct, and then that will help you with your dexterity roll when you infiltrate.
Ooh, I'm gonna roll the dirty, spiky caltrop dice.
You auto fail. What is this?
I got a 7, so that's not too bad. So.
Nice.
or 10.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
5. Fear me.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah. Balance has been restored in the universe.
Yeah.
Started off strong.
So for Sayonara, you got the 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're gonna get a plus 2 dice value to your to the dexterity roll, and Ben, you get plus 1. The priest just no.
I have put on my aviator shades as I see dawn
Ooh.
approaching, despite the fact it's still clearly not light enough. So it's probably
Yeah.
light. But it's important to look good.
It is. All right. So you guys approach the gates on foot.
Oh yeah.
Or something that looks
Okay.
like we can sneak in around that area. Yeah, into the garden. Yeah.
Well,
Excellent.
if you go round to the left, I could line up a shot on the car furthest to the right, blow its gas tank. When it explodes, you go over, take out the guard, or then I'll come round and meet you. Well,
Good.
everything's happening at the other side. That's not an expensive car, is it, Sayonara? That one over there.
God.
It's very low.
Everything is expensive here. And that is my dad's legacy you are looking at ruining.
Yeah. So
Cool. So do you want to do a dex to sort of sneak through? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I get +1 to the. Okay, so I actually get much more out of that. Cool. Right. Sneaky.
Sneaky.
I got an 8 for that. There we go.
Got 7
it.
for that.
Oh, okay.
last
And is
shot.
pre-sneaking in, or are you shooting something?
Oh, I'm gonna shit that last car on the right, furthest from.
Oh, heck yeah.
With the gas.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Chain reaction.
Yeah.
all of Sayonara's wealth goes up.
We'll be
Yay!
fine. I don't
Yeah.
even know why you're worried about this.
Not at all, no. As long as you
Uh,
put whatever
mean-
you earn back into my Lambo, I am not
It's the
bothered.
fact I wanted to explode.
I guess. Been waiting all day.
Kind of,
All day.
do you fancy a wager on that one? Because it needs to be a bit spectacular. Can't just shoot a
Oh.
car and hope that it explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is this is long distance. So just the difficulty starts at 6. And we'll say to make it explode, you're gonna need a total of 9 to succeed on making it explode. Otherwise, you're just gonna hit it,
Yeah,
which would suck. But
it would suck.
all right, I believe in you, priest.
We wouldn't want that. Decisions.
I'm just wincing at this point because I don't even want to look at the fact that a car is getting blown up, let alone one I know familiar.
It's 100% fine. I've got a really good grit, and I'm going to burn another couple of points of morale.
Yeah.
So 12 goes up to 16. So I think 2 d5s and a d6.
I believe in you.
You can do this, priest.
I'd pray, but I know there's nobody there.
Aw.
There's roll 1-1-1.
9.
Oh.
Oh,
Which is
you
just
made
all we
it
needed.
exactly. Congrats.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ripping by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's the
Good.
racking of a bolt going into the chamber, and then the loud retort
Yeah.
of an M91 being fired, and a fraction of a second later, that Porsche 911 just flips
Yeah.
over in an amazing ball of flames that Gerry Bruckheimer would wet himself over.
Or
That'll gain
Michael
some
Bay.
attention.
Yeah.
Yay!
Michael Bay's like, oh shit. You know, copyright.
Yeah.
And then I drop and then scuttle around to the left while all of that is illuminating the that
Yeah.
family
Mhm.
home. I'm
Yeah.
aware like a whippet trying to catch up on my 2 wounded compadres.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys eventually, like in the chaos of everything, as like the whole mansion lights up, and more people start coming out, and you hear Italian being screamed from the corners. You guys are able to place your backs against the side of the mansion wall, next to what looks like a servant quarter entrance. Kind of like an old wooden door with a steel lock on it. It's underneath a kind of stone canopy with a singular lit lantern by gas though, hanging above. So like the shadows around you kind of move and twist as it kind of goes back and forth from the wind. You hear like the radio chime in from different people who aren't that far from you, as they're checking in on the different sectors.
Cool. Has everyone managed to gather up at this door then at this point as we've all snuck through?
Yeah.
Blanco kind of looks at the door and then looks at his boot and he's like, I always wanted to do this.
Blanco, you can't unlock a door with your boot.
Yes, I can. So he's going
right.
to step back and just try and smash the door in with his boot.
Do it.
Yeah. What do you want me to do for this? Grit?
I think grit. Yeah, grit.
Yes, great.
Grit it up. Get all pretty with it.
Cool. Oh, do I go all in? I'm gonna go with the D12 because it's a forgotten dice. I'm gonna do D12 and a D3.
No,
Come on.
you're not fun anymore.
Yeah. 9 in total. That's not too bad.
Okay, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. You kick open the door, and there is a crack. As when you look down the hallway, this place is kind of a little walkway from the kitchen. So you see like the curtains down the hallway in like that like oppressive white light that a kitchen has. And the crack was one of the servants on the other side of it who just got smashed into the wall from this epic kick. Unconscious and on the floor, just kind of like groaning like
Cool. So Blanco just goes under his breath. They can clearly hear it. He's just going to go, God, I love doing this. He's going to move in and hide behind it. There's probably like a kitchen island or something in there.
Yeah.
And he's got his shotgun just over the top, watching one of the doors to make sure no one comes through, and just sort of make sure it uncovers the other two as they come into the room.
Mm-hmm. Make sure that the door is shut behind me, unless you blew it off. Unless there is a door there.
So,
so never mind. Let's just drag the poor little person who's helping out in the kitchen just to one side to make sure she doesn't get caught in any more crossfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like looking into the kitchen itself, there's only one cook in there, and they look like they're making a late night snack. They're currently like bobbing their head. It's this woman with red hair and freckles. And just kind of bobbing their head to music. You can kind of see the headphone wires going down to the side of their apron, as they look like they're kind of cutting up cheese and like sprinkle a little balsamic on it, and getting some like bread and such, and just like enjoying themselves. Kind of
Michael's going to ignore this person, and he's like, well, they can't hear me, it's fine. And move up to the next door that would lead into the corridor. At the same time, he's going to shout around to Sayonara, and he's going to be like, do you know your way around this place? Where's like the office or something? I don't know.
We need to make our way up the stairs. Head for the stairs and see if my mother's alive.
All right. For this, why don't each of you guys roll dexterity?
Cool.
As you continue to sneak forward, you hear her whispering, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, you wanna be my lover. Boom.
Mama. 11. There we go.
You are gonna see a mama.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Got a 10 for me.
Oh, nice.
But before I go stumbling after them, I want to look around the kitchen for something like a steel or a knife or
there's
something large that I can go back and wedge under that external door in case anybody comes along and checks what that big bang was around the side.
Good,
I don't want them following us in.
They have like a meat tenderizer that you can use.
Very nice.
Just something that I can then jam underneath it, like a wedge, and then I'll go sneaky. I'm not the sneakiest. And our survey says 3.
Oh, God. So you
come back from kicking the meat
Vision
tenderizer
of
under
stealth.
the door.
Yeah, you're like moving through the kitchen, and springing from the wall next to you is a very large cleaver. As you turn to the left, and you notice that the woman kind of has turned around and is glaring at you.
I'll just raise my finger to my lips. Bear in mind, I am somewhat, I wouldn't say horribly disfigured,
Yeah,
but I've got an interesting face from the fire.
yeah.
And my other hand is carrying a rifle.
Why don't you roll diplomacy? Let's see how this goes. I feel like you guys can like look backwards and see him just like,
Where's Priest?
I'm just going to roll a single D10.
oh god,
Oh, go on in.
risky.
3.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yay.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and roll grit?
Great. Well, we'll
It's going to be a cheese knife fight.
Oh.
I might not be. I might not hit her in the face with the butt of my rifle. 6.
All right. Okay. She got a 9 on this case. So the success rate is 3. So she's gonna just jump over the counter with this amazing prowess. It's like watching someone do parkour as they just like fly over this thing, aiming both their feet at your face.
I block her soles with my chin. This was not a
Yes.
good idea.
It's like, catch it. All right, let me see here what we got. Okay. Do you have any protection?
Not on my face, no. I am wearing like a heavy duster, like 3/4 length duster with protection.
Well,
3,
let's say
but-
it's your chest, because I didn't take any penalties for like a called shot
for
or
called
something.
shot. In that case, yeah, protection 3.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, you only take 2 points of damage as she comes across and kicks you in the chest. Your back hits the stove behind you, and there's a couple of clanging sounds as the soup spoons bang together. She kind of pulls off one of her headphones, and you realize you've gone from early Spice Girls now to some of their later work. Kind of the more experimental, like, can we come back type of stuff. They've gone from innocence and they've transformed into what media wanted them to be, for good or worse.
Yeah.
This is post Spice Girls movie, of course, too.
Dark.
I will
Yeah.
attempt.
Yeah.
I will attempt to gently subdue her by just going, wow,
Just
into
like
her
headbutt.
face. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
If she's still up, Blanco's ready. So
Yeah. This small lady is going to stop me in my tracks here. You go on without me. 5
Okay.
on 2 dice.
I'll be
so
way forward then.
Blanco sees Priest struggling, and so slips the knuckle duster onto his fist and just runs and just tries to deck her in the back.
This cook does a lot of Thai bow to keep fit, apparently.
Yeah.
Grit this
So-
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so with that grit, yeah, you are unable to engage as they just like dodge Priest's attempts to silence her. What you doing, Blanco?
I'm going to try and hit her in the back of the head with my knuckle dusters. So.
All right.
I'm rocking that D12 again. I'm going to make it work. So
Welcome to my world.
10 in
This
total.
is like the boss.
Oh,
Oh, you
This
live on
is-
a whole other level than me.
I know, this is a boss fight right here. All right, so you got a partial success, so damage
Yep.
multiplier times 1.
Yeah. So my brass knuckles are normally damage 4. So what?
Nice.
What does that make it? Just explain the damage for that again, just for me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So whenever, and for people watching and stuff like that, damage, combat, you go opposing grit, which shows like who can attack and who is just defending and stuff like that. And the, I guess the outcome of it equals a success rate. And so in this case, it was 1. was between it. So that is a partial success, which is 1, 2, 3 difference. And the damage multiplier is ×1. So yeah, for that it would just be your
Standard
base weapon
damage,
damage. Yeah.
Well, so it's a D4 effectively at that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Roll it up. And I got a 4, so that's an
Ah!
explosion. So here we go.
This poor
Up
person.
to 6 in total there.
Woo!
Yeah.
Have you spent any morale yet?
I haven't spent any morale.
You-
I
Yeah, you
could
could
do
always.
No, no, I'm
boss,
You
I'm
would've
fine
got
with
boss
it.
back.
battle.
that. I'm fine with this. I'll just go. I'll keep with that. That's fine. Yeah. So it's up to 6. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're brave. Yeah, she and you're just tackling her, right?
Yeah, tackling her with a brass knuckle. Yeah.
Attempting to knock out, strike to stun is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG-15.
On the side that has taken where she's taken the AirPod out, obviously, so I don't
Oh,
break
yeah.
it. I mean,
You
I wouldn't do
don't-
that. But
You
yeah.
don't want to silence the Spice Girls. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not something you want to roll with.
Yeah.
You want the Spice Girls trying to take you out now. But yeah, like you smack her and her head smashes against the kitchen island as her hair like whips back up and she like hits the ground. Sayonara, what are you gonna do?
I am going to start making my way upstairs and just scout the hallway. Probably use a bit of instinct to see how many people we've got inside, just so I can see.
Well, we try and
Yes.
defeat the kitchen boss.
While they have fun with the kitchen boss, I
Yeah.
do keep my eyes open as well for where the keys might be kept to all of my father's cars, because my Lambo's a bit trashed. So I could, well, by trashed, I mean it's got a bit of scrape. So if I can just turn that in and
It's
get
got
a new
a
one.
bullet hole in it.
Right, it's
that'll
fine.
buff out.
It will buff out, but I could get a better car, which is rightfully mine.
Ooh,
So
that's fair.
I will have a look for instinct if possible, roll for instinct, see how many
Yeah.
people there are around here.
Perfect.
6.
Okay. Right now you see that there is one individual in this hallway, and like the kitchen opens up to the hallway, and across of it there's 2 like very large doors, which you remember because you know your dad used to walk you around and show you the places. But past those 2 doors is the dining room. This large wooden floored room with books as well as memorabilia from his races, especially growing up, his first like wheel that he ever held on to. To the left and the right, there is a red soft rug which stretches across in the middle of it. It's kind of this like yellow mustard colored frayed ends on them. Right now it's empty. I mean, you can kind of see some of the illumination from flashlights outside, and you can hear them outside, but it doesn't look like anyone's in this hallway.
Have I got an eyesight to the front door without being caught, so I can make sure everybody stays outside?
You'd have to move down to your right down the hallway. The whole mansion set up inside is the front door leads to like this large open floored room where you can see the second and third floor. You're currently on the second floor, so you're above to the left if you're coming in from the entrance. So you'd have to kind of move right down the hallway and stare down from the balcony to make sure that no one's around if you want to proceed there.
No, I do not. I'm happy knowing that there's not a lot of people inside. There is only one person, right? Just one down that
Yeah.
hallway. I'm not very good, all considering all I have is a wrench. Is there anything around me kitchen-wise that I'll be able to pick up?
Oh yeah, there's a plethora of items in the kitchen.
Trigger balls
kitchen.
work. So.
Yeah, a kitchen's an armory.
Yeah, so-
Brilliant. Have you got anything nice and sharp and pointy, i.e. meat-wise, that I can go and run up quite stealthily and take down whoever's standing there?
Big copper jelly mold.
We'll
Cupcake container.
pick
Tupperware.
pick on the staff today.
Yeah.
If you've got a big knife, big kitchen knife, would be fantastic.
All right. So yeah, you can grab. Once you roll a d6, just to see how cool of a weapon it is. With
Uh-huh.
1 being Tupperware, 6 being like a katana.
6.
What? Oh my god, it's a katana. Like maybe they brought it in for like sushi night to be super extra. And it's just like off to the side, like sticking out of the dishwasher.
Yeah, I knew there would be a reason for this after the weird cocktail party 20 years ago. I knew I would find a use for this. I will go grab that with no hesitation whatsoever. That one person in it, I will attempt to just chop in half with my katana. No.
Holy heck!
Just
okay,
gone.
okay, yeah, no.
Go and kill Bill.
It's my family house.
I
so
know, right?
Yeah, I'm not particularly happy with everybody interrupting my family.
Oh my god, they just like bringing muffins. Okay, well, we're gonna go back to the boss, and we'll come back to you and your shenanigans out in the hallway. Yeah. So let's do another engagement roll, because it seems like she's still up. Like she opens her eyes after a brief second on the ground, and you see that her eyes are, I guess her eyebrows are narrowing or going down, so show that she is angry. Her Spice Girls ear pod has smashed as she kind of moves it out of her ear. And then so it's like this distorted sound that you can hear from the earphones. So it's a very creepy Spice Girls. Right. Everything's gargled and stuff as she like grabs the side of the kitchen island to help herself up. So assuming you guys are both going after her. All right, let's do opposed grit roll. So I'm gonna roll my grit and you guys roll your grit.
Blanca's gonna go for a swipe. Yeah. Oh, I got 12.
I'm nothing if not consistent. What do you mean 12?
I'm a fighter, man. What the?
Rich.
Oh my gosh! All right, cool. So you're gonna go first, Blanco. They rolled an 8. So that gives you, and there's no coverage here. You guys are in melee. So you got a 12, right? Yeah. Oh, cool. So you got a success rate of 4, so a complete success, so a ×2 multiplier.
I'm gonna go for the. You know what? I'm gonna be creepy again, and I'm gonna go for D4s. I'm gonna do 2 D4s.
Oh god! You better put that on the floor
caltrops.
afterwards, you dirty dice roller.
So I got 6 again. There we go. So that's another 6 to her. And I'm just, as I punch her, I just go, I like the Spice Girls. We don't have to do this.
As if to say, it's completely down to you.
Yeah.
I don't mind your music, but you I have a problem with.
Yeah, she like takes it to the face, and you see a bit of blood dripping from her lip as it like splashes onto the kitchen island. She spits out a tooth and rolls up her right sleeve, which has like this almost like this Deadpool type of image on it with like several slashes, supposedly how many people she's killed, or maybe how many like people she's cooked for, who knows. Maybe. But it's about like 12. And you see like as sweat is kind of pouring down her face and her arms, like, you know, the veins in her muscles, like, holy shit, this apron was hiding a very ripped person underneath this.
Who knew Ronda Rousey liked to cook to de-stress?
Yeah.
And Blanco's like, he's used to people going down when he hits them. Yeah. After that, he only sees a roll that he's just like, who the hell are you?
The name's Maria.
Nice to meet you, Maria.
And she's gonna kick Priest in the face. So you got how much on your grit?
5.
Oh god. Okay, so
at least it's a partial success.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. Yeah, you take 2 damage as her foot raises up and just like with accurate precision hits you right in the temple on the side of your head, just like whoosh.
I take this opportunity to stagger to one side, clutching at myself.
Yeah. Good God. All right, let's go. Sayonara, you are
Is there a way that I can get close up so that you can't see me enough to probably put the katana either between his legs or his throat and ask him where my mother is? Or ask him specifically, sorry, can you tell me where Aisha Yasin is?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll Dex, see how close you can get by. Unless you can find a go-kart, then we could do drive, but...
That's right, Dex is good. I'll use D12. Why not? Because I've got 12. So
risky.
Oh, why not?
You're being risky with a katana in between his legs? Yeah. So mean.
9. I've got.
Okay, yeah. So, like, you know, the guy is currently, like, polishing a vase and then notices that there is a very sharp-pointed katana which is sprouted from in between his legs. He gazes down at it, confused. And what do you say?
Where is her name? Sorry. Where is Aisha bin Yasin?
I assume in bed?
She doesn't seem under peril.
No, this person's very much in peril. Yeah, this guy who kind of has short, like, brown hair. Yeah, he's somewhat tall. But yeah, he's like, you can see, like, the sweat go down his neck. It's like, yeah, pretty sure they're in their bedroom, maybe asleep or something. It's kind of late in the morning. What's this about?
Can I just kill him there, please?
You want to kill him?
Yeah.
He's being helpful. What?
All right, go. How do you do it?
Well, I've got a katana between his legs. He could be helpful, but if everyone's in bed, everyone's where I need them to be, and I know where the bedroom is.
Yeah. Are you going to slice him in half or just, like, take off his head?
No, I'll just not slice in half, but slice upwards if I can. Depends how sharp the katana is, I guess.
Yeah, this guy has no martial arts training whatsoever, so you don't even have to roll as you slice up.
Man, Nara hates the help. Oh my god.
I know. He goes down.
Us, man.
Clutching, like, this locket, which shows his wife and kids at Disneyland.
Nice.
As he gazes up at you and is like, okay, and clutches the locket and goes to eternal sleep.
Lovely. In bed I go. I will, now that the hallway is clear and we're not going to get alarmed at all. I guess I'm going to go have a look at what's going on and if they've killed the cook yet, or what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Because I've already taken down someone and cleared the hallway, so I just want to see what's going on with the cook.
Yeah,
so
figure out what's
to
going
the
on
bedroom.
with them.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you guys roll grit? Let's see what we got.
Oh, right, we got to take this lady down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
10.
Ooh, I did not roll very well. I only got a 4 this time.
I finally beat you.
Yeah.
Victory. That's all we've got time for, folks. Right. Between us, we're bound to be able to just pin her down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage. I
so
got 4.
I got 10, so it's difference of 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's ×2 multiplier.
So it's another one again. So it's not. Yeah, I've got to keep going with the caltrops. Got to keep going there. I'm also going to use a point of morale to do drawing fire, or 2 points. Sorry, so that she stops kicking priest.
I appreciate
kicking priest in the face, please.
He's going to, like, stand in the way and be like, seriously, look at me. Oh, that's 7 now, so that's a little bit better than normal. So there we go.
Holy heck! No, she goes down like that. That right there. Priest, you can get in a last pot shot if you want. But yeah, you just slice someone. Don't even say. Don't say. Oh, what is this?
The help.
I will. Yeah, I will get one last dig in. Just and then hog tie her with her apron, because I have everybody in this building so far. I don't want her coming after us.
Around,
yeah. Like, before she goes unconscious, she stares at you, priest, and she says, You might think after tonight that you'll be able to leave in peace, but I will haunt you until the end of days, and there will not be a night where you will find peace in sleep.
Just before the lights go out for her, I'll say I haven't had a night's peaceful sleep in a long time. It'll be no different with you looking for me.
And then Blanco, to ruin the epic moment, goes, and I've got your iPod, and puts it in his pocket.
On the other side of it, distorted Spice Girls for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up my rifle and attempt to fix my clothing without ever once looking Blanco in the eye.
Yeah.
And then we're going to head off to follow Sayonara.
Yeah, I will ask you how easy the takedown was with the kill fine.
It's fine.
Went
It's
good,
fine.
yeah.
It's gone.
Great.
Yep.
What's
Fantastic.
that?
Yeah, and point at the bloody mess. In
Yeah.
He wasn't going to help. We need to get to the
All
bedroom.
right, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't. We
Okay.
need to get to the bedroom.
They were coming right
Still
after
got
her.
Tana.
It was another epic fight out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're in the house of my family, and no one disrespects my family. Can we go?
Oh my god. He's
Uh,
the help. Okay, right. Follow
What was the
Sayonara.
cook?
Follow Sayonara.
What was the cook? I only did that to stop the cook from doing exactly what he did to you.
True. Yeah.
A
You never
whip
know with
priest
his
in the
little
face.
Disney. You never know with his little Disneyland pocket watch. You don't know what he's going to.
Yeah, I figure like 5 years from now, Priest is gonna be like smoking a cigarette, and then like a foot's just gonna smack him across the face. Like, you remember me?
I hope I'm still alive in 5 years. For
Yeah, that's a good sentiment.
Yeah. Follow
yeah, in
Sayonara
the-
upstairs then,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah,
Heading
kinda going-
towards the bedroom, if possible.
Going up the spiral staircase and everything, you guys approach the main hallway, which has like these large doors in the center of it, and that's where your family used to sleep back when you had a family. Outside of it, there are two guards, each carrying submachine guns. Both of them are pretty like young in the face, kind of sporting like dirty blonde hair, and like they seem to be chatting with each other. But yeah, you guys are at the end of the hall, kind of behind a corner.
We can listen into what they're saying.
Yeah.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you roll instinct?
6.
All right. Let me see.
11 instinct as well.
While Sayonara's trying to listen to them, I'm just going to line up a shot. Can I headshot so it goes through both?
Holy hell.
Are we at one end of the corridor and they're flanking the door
Yeah.
that way to us?
Oh yeah.
Because alternatively, Blanco, you run out there and just fire both
And
shotguns,
just-
one each. These are our choices depending on our
Yeah.
distance and
Yeah.
orientation towards them.
Okay. All right. Let me get this. This is worth it, I promise.
They have a wonderful story of how they went to Disneyland with their brother.
Yeah, so one of them is like, did you see that ludicrous display last night? I was like, what was Massini thinking, sending them out again? The other guy replies, the thing about F1 is they always try and walk it in.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Nothing interesting. Brilliant.
What?
Low
Hey.
profile.
So glad I rolled for it. That was good
Yep.
stuff. That was worth it.
No, that's fine.
And while they're having that life-changing discussion,
Yeah.
I will just be lurking round the corner, just with the sight just looking, going up and down, and that's where I want to be. And blam. So up
Shot fired.
through both our heads, like threading a needle.
Woo!
That's
What
the
was brain
plan.
matter?
And if
All
this doesn't
right.
go well, I
How
have
do
a
we think
shotgun.
this is going to go?
So-
Yes.
Yeah, I would say go ahead and do Dex. I'm gonna set the difficulty at let's do 9 again.
9. Okay.
I think it's easy shooting people in through the head twice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to go test this out. Yeah,
I imagine it would be.
We're gonna have to do some R&D to really get the book right.
Yep.
On a level from 0 to John Wick, how hard is it?
Yeah.
You'll know because I'm just currently scratching off morale points here so I can get myself to a decent number.
Yeah.
So 8 goes to 11, goes to 12,
Woo.
goes to 13, 14, 15.
You got this.
Best hams.
Oh, the question is, with my 3d5, will I explode myself with 3 1s?
You got this.
Ooh. Oh, I was about to offer a gambit. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, yeah, gambit would have been good.
Yeah.
Not yet, though.
If you want, you can just take that and we'll ignore that, and I'll offer a gambit, and you can try again.
Will you? Because it would push me up to a single d20 on a gambit.
Yeah.
And even though I know that I've succeeded, but it's very dull, I'll go for a gambit.
Right?
Let's
You're
do
gonna
that.
go. Okay. All right. All right. Here's the gambit. Right. Of course, you go up to the next die. But let's say if it messes up, one of them is going to scream while they die, thus alerting everyone where your position is.
Just screaming into the radio.
Yeah, just kind of screaming down the hallway.
Okay, so the way this works then, I'm currently on 15 because of all the morale points I spent. I need to get between 9 and 15.
Yep.
But if I get 16 to 20, that's a bust, and that's when it all goes horribly wrong.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
David.
10.
All right.
Anticlimactic, but it works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it's just like a slight pop, and then they both go down, just twitching as fluids leak out their head.
Remind me never to make you mad, priest.
Yeah.
All clear.
It's certainly quicker than the conversation.
A football tattoo on one of their arms. That's what football people do, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a real manly thing.
Yeah.
Manly,
Oh, he's a Roma fan. He deserved it.
So yeah, those are the doors.
Blanco's going to move up to the door first, military style, and just turn around to Snyder and this is the one, yeah?
This is the one. This is where she stands.
It's a bolt-action rifle. Chances are they may be awake in there.
So what you're saying is I should kick down the door.
Always kick down the door.
Yeah.
Blanco, always.
It seems to work.
Use your boot to unlock it.
Yes. Blanco's going to do the same thing again. Big boot on the double doors. Shotgun at the ready to shoot someone if there's someone on the other side.
His size 10 lockpick into action.
Yeah.
We'll say for this you don't have to roll. These doors, they're meant to be kicked open. Yeah. They immediately open up, and you see this little desk, and it looks like this was recently built. But yeah, this desk in front of almost like a makeshift medical ward, with just beyond you can kind of see the canopy of your mother's bed behind these medical drapes, and in front, sitting at the desk, is this 50-year-old man with this twirly mustache, currently shaking in a sweater vest, and yeah, he's just sweating, and there might even be some tears coming down his eyes.
Blitzing into the room behind the doors, swinging opening then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down on the ground, down on the ground.
Okay, sorry. Just falls to the side.
I will run up to my mother now that the only threat's in there just to see whether she's conscious or not.
Mm-hmm. Your mother looked like she's on life support. All these tubes and stuff going into her mouth and nose, unconscious. If you're cultured, you could read the chart, but I don't know how cultured you are.
My culture has.
Who needs culture?
Cargo
Not
brrr.
four, so.
Fast car, go brrr.
Yeah.
while I've got the guy down on the floor. Who are you? You the nurse? Is that what they call you?
I'm the secretary for the time being. The nurse went to the bathroom, and they probably went maybe to sleep afterwards, but I just answer the phones for the lady just in case something needs to be taken care of. I am so sorry for whatever I did.
As Priest's talking to him, Blanco is going to go and close the double doors again to the and just wait by the door on the one side just in case. But yeah,
seeing Sayonara just sort of standing over her mother's, I was going to say corpse, but
pretty
form,
much
in bed, just go, what's wrong with her?
Sayonara kills her mother.
I'm not. I'm just going to stay and stand waiting for answers from the man that seems to have more answers from me. Is she dead? Yeah.
I don't think so. Or else I don't know why I would be here. I mean, she hasn't been conscious in some time, and I have all these messages to deliver her, but she hasn't been able to accept them for some time now.
Who hired you if she's been in a coma?
What?
Who hired you if she has been in that coma?
She hired me right before she went in. She said just in case she fell ill and was unable, and I was supposed to lighten the load and release some of the stress. It's just a hard job right now. If you just
I understand.
Yeah.
Show me the messages.
It's okay. This one's like. I think they wanted to remodel the kitchen, so they wanted to see if they can get a quote.
I'd start
should come on down.
Pulling messages out at random and looking at them while this guy has his little moment of breakdown to himself.
Yeah, it's a lot of messages, like, it's normal,
mostly
like
day-to-day running of the estate, that sort of stuff.
And day-to-day, a lot of like just boring stuff. Every now and then there is a message from the aunt that Sayonara contacted earlier.
Who is the master of the estate at the moment?
The one who signs my paycheck. That would be let me see. I have a photo in the top right side of the desk. It was on top, and they prefer it to be on top, but the beady little eyes seem to follow me at night, and so I put it in the drawer during the nighttime and pull it back out when it's the daytime.
And the signature on your paycheck says.
What? Oh God, it's like a scribble. So
I'm just going to take a step back because I imagine at the moment there's a large pool slowly expanding.
Yeah.
And my clothes are great, but I don't want to step in that. It ruins sweet, I hear.
It's Romeo. The Antonio is the head of the household, right?
Romeo D'Antonio's.
Yeah.
Who is he? And Blanco just goes over, lifts him up, and slams him onto the desk. He's like, God's sake, where is he?
This is really gonna make my arthritis act up.
Yeah, it is. It'll be worse if you don't tell us.
I'm going to tell you everything. I don't want to get hurt. This is very frightening to me. Very big people. Oh God. What was the question?
We don't have time for this.
The D'Antonio.
What about this? Is Rome? He was flirting. I think they were meant to be betrothed or something, and maybe they had a fight or something. There was some talk among the waiters, and then she got sick, and Romeo D'Antonio is now currently taking care of her.
Is he in this building?
No. If I last recall, the rumor going around the help, and if you guys ever see Jeremy, he's the one who really likes talking stuff. He's like a dark-haired guy. Just took his kids to Disneyland.
Yep.
Real great guy. Gave a lot to.
He's actually taken leave. Do you know who I am, sir?
No, you vaguely look like the toddler next to your mother in some of the pictures, but
Absolutely,
She
sir.
wasn't
So that would
carrying a
make
katana.
me your boss. Technically, this is my estate, and those are my cars sitting
well, aren't
outside
you
of the
the
front.
illegitimate child? So, I mean, technically, you're kind of like the bastard child, and I think based on
Could
history,
I just shut him up by putting my katana to his face again?
yeah,
Because
he's like,
it's
all
wasting my
right,
time.
nah, your boss. God, it's so
Fantastic.
stressful tonight.
I think you were telling us where Romeo was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Back to
Romeo. Romeo doesn't like to sleep with your mom. So
Understandable.
he travels a lot. But his son's around and here.
And his son's name, sir?
Oh man, I think it was Antonio.
And what room do they stay in?
This is down the hall to the left, the third door on the left.
Perfect. Now you just stay here. And he puts you in the
Okay.
chair.
All
And
right.
just keep quiet, and nothing will happen to you.
Okay. Just
Okay,
like
keep doing your job. Yeah.
quiet sobs.
Just gently put a
Fantastic.
pen in one hand and a stack of post-it notes in the other and go, just wait for the phone to ring. Okay.
Okay.
Down the hall to the left. Let's go. Blanco's going to leave out. He's going to open the door to the bedroom. Just make sure to see if there's anyone in the corridor.
Other than the two dead people, with their brain everywhere.
Having a long nap.
No. Yeah.
Right. Off to the, and I'm going to usher them forward, military signal style, because he can't get it out of his system.
Yeah.
Going to
Go,
move
go.
towards the other doors that the guy mentioned.
Perfect.
Get up to the door. Put one
Say it
hand.
again.
No. Put one hand on the door handle. Turn it. And just gently push it open. And then dropped one knee
Yeah.
as I pivot into the door frame and sweep the room.
Yeah. You see on the
Blanco
other
over the
side.
top.
4 columns surrounding a public bath of sorts. There's neon lights coming from the public bath. There's a little bit of spritzing and bubbling, so it might even be a hot tub or some sort of gentle wave-like pattern. Within it, you see a very long-haired blonde man with green eyes, completely what looks to be butt naked, surrounded by 5 other well-built men who are also butt naked, and then like 2 women who just seem to be like in shorts, just chilling on the side with their feet in the water. There is a particularly huge kingpin-esque size of a man gazing out the window across on the other side. And there is a bar to the right, and as well as like it's almost like a little loft, as you see like a ladder going up to the left, up to what looks like a closet and like a bed. But it's very like stark contrast to the rest of the kind of elegantness of the mansion. It feels more like a nightclub.
Move at a pace into the room before anybody has a chance to get out of the tub. Scream at them. Where's D'Antonio? Which one of you is D'Antonio's?
Blanco's doing the same, but he's moving behind one of the pillars, so they've got some cover. Yeah.
I'm going to shut the door behind us that we've just come in, or we'll stand on the other side of the door to make sure nobody else is
Yeah.
alarmed.
Why don't you guys give me instinct to see, because it looks like they're not going to tell you, but you might be able to see like that glance that occurs whenever like someone's name is, if you go into the room and you're like, hey, who's stupid, and then all the people look at that one person real briefly.
5. Back
6.
on the 5 train.
Priest, go home.
Oh,
Or Blanco, what'd you get?
6.
Okay, you notice one of them give a glance to the long-haired blonde individual when you say that name, or when Priest says that name.
Blanco's just going to shout really loudly, "We know it's you, Blondie!" from behind the pillar. Yeah.
This burly man, wearing a suit, standing 9 foot tall, weighing about 400 pounds, looks away from the window, and you notice that he wasn't looking out the window. He was reading something. The gold script on the side of this tiny little book he has in between his fingers says the sonnets of John Keats. As he slowly closes the book, but not before putting a little tulip of a bookmark into where he last was, placing the book into his inner suit pocket. He gazes at you three through these very thick frame glasses that kind of make his eyes look huge, as he takes several steps forward and says, "Be it if you want, my master. You're going to need to get through me. Do you understand?"
Considering I'm just pointing down at the pool, I am just going to trigger one straight to Blondie to see how well the bodyguard takes to that. I imagine very well.
And Blanco's just going to load on the big guy with his shotgun, sort of Indiana Jones style. Like, oh, you're gonna look. You think you're gonna look cool? Okay, I'll shoot you.
Yeah.
I am going to stay because I do not have any long range weapons or anything. I will stay in the midst between the door and the outside.
You could throw your fist.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people. And I will die.
True.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. For now, at the moment, because I don't know what I'm walking into, I'm just going to stay undercover.
Yeah.
So tell me more about rolling double ones on 2d6.
Holy.
Hypothetically, if that was to happen.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because
that's
my nature is self-destructive.
You had like one job, and that
Apparently
job was
fate
to
doesn't
not
want-
do that.
Apparently fate doesn't want me to kill Antonius
I know, right?
in the tub.
Oh god! So that is obviously a failure. I think with that number, for shenanigans and for the climaticness of this this amazing time, you put your finger against the trigger, and this is one more life that you have to take. And you know this. Looking at him, compared to you, he's a kid, right? You remember the foolish nature of the orphans you took care of. There's something about his eyes which, you know, kind of remind you of one of the kids. That same sort of arrogant, you know, I can conquer the world thing, which you kind of encourage and nurture when you're a
Hopeful
child.
Vulnerability of youth.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Despite everything around you, you're pointing at a gun at a complete person. You, a broken and destroyed husk of a man who can't even look at themselves in the mirror, are about to take a life of someone with years ahead of him who might be able to do some good. Certainly more than you ever could, not the way you are now. And whether God wants you to or not, the gun certainly doesn't, because when you press against the trigger, it jams. You could hear the mechanisms within it get stuck, and certainly a good cleaning as well as taking it apart is the only thing that will make that gun work again. If only you yourself were that easy to put back together.
And then the shotguns go off.
And the shotgun goes.
Go ahead, roll it.
So I'm going to spend 3 morale to boost it up so I can get a D6 and a D12 out of this. So here we go. Yeah. Oh, baby Jesus. 16 in total. There we go.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah, sir.
No, I like it.
You like Keats? I like the sound of shotguns.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I think with that, let's see. They don't have any cover. They do for the grit roll. So let's see. Rolling. All right, they got a 5.
Oh, so that gives me a difference of 11 then. Yeah.
Holy heck! And that is. It might also say on your sheet, but 11 is times 4. Extraordinary success.
What's 12 times 4?
Holy.
Something. 12.
48.
What? 48. So how many d20s do I roll? So 4 d20s and a d4. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage.
You can just say they're dead if you want.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you want to roll
How
it.
much dead?
All 4 barrels.
All the dead.
Yeah.
19, 20,
Pebble
21.
across
21
the
so
room.
far. 37 damage.
Yeah, like just like Indiana Jones, he goes flying back through the same window he was gazing out of. The little book of John Keats sonnets is the only thing that's left of him on the floor next to the smashed window. And everyone just like gazes back at you like,
Oh.
And then they point to the blonde-haired guy like that's.
And Blanco's just gonna snarl. I hear you got a bounty on my friend.
I'll come in.
The bloody katana.
Yeah.
It was my dad who wanted to make it happen. I didn't really know you, so I guess I thought it was okay. But obviously now I know you, and I don't. Yeah, like I'll make sure it's taken care of.
Blanco's gonna. Oh, so God, what did you say, Sino?
How about take care of that right now?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know my I don't know my dad's number. But I can email him.
Do that right now.
Okay. And he's like, "Can I have my phone?" And one of the ladies goes by and pulls a smartphone from their cleavage and hands it over to him. And he
Blanco's as he's doing this, Blanco wades into the tub and sticks his shotgun right under his chin.
Yeah. It's just like
this massive guy in the tub. With
yeah.
Room.
And there's a nice smell to it too. Like it's lavender. Like someone obviously put like a
his syrupy wound is still dripping into the tub.
Oh god, it's like this thick crusted mess. Yeah, and you see him write an email to his dad, which looks more like someone writing an email to their boss. Saying,
Dear sir.
Yeah. If you find it in your heart, like, can you please do such and such? Once he sends it, he just like places the phone down and there's that awkward waiting.
Blanco's going to take the phone. And he's going to look at one of the other girls. Does she have a phone as well?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to take her phone and stuff them in his pockets so they don't go back on what they've done.
Yeah.
And say, "Good kid," and get out of back out of the tub with the shotgun still trained on him.
Well, I think it's time to make like a train leaf. If the kid's word comes through. And his dad calls the bounty hunters off, then we're all good. And if not, then we go after the father next time.
Blanco's just going to do the eye thing.
You know, my father's not going to stop, right? He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anyone but himself.
So, what reason should we spare your life?
I don't want to die, and I have nothing to do with it. I'm just trying to live, you know?
Let's just see this as an act of good faith for your father that we didn't just blow your brains out, eh?
I appreciate that, but once again, my dad doesn't care about me.
Well, don't worry, we'll be back then.
I want you to remove all of your staff, all of your men from this place. My mother is sitting upstairs. Keep the care that she deserves.
They don't listen to me.
I want you out.
Okay,
Leave.
I'll leave. He gets up and puts a towel on. Like, all right, let's get the helicopter or something. As they like waddle out.
Sayonara, we should bounce. Oh, well, I haven't said bounce in a really long time.
Can you point me to where the keys are, please? For all the lovely cars outside?
Who are you asking?
The man that's walking out, the son.
Oh, yeah. He's like, he shrugs. I don't know. My dad doesn't let me touch him.
Well, we can root through the place, pick up a relevant set of whatever keys we want, and head out into the breaking dawn, safe in the knowledge that we may or may not have stopped the bounty on our lives.
We have stayed our doom for one night, as it were.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen in the morning?
You live for one more time. But yeah, we'll say like as you guys are heading down, you do see like a little lockbox next to the door with several keys within it. The lockbox was open, and as you come out, you realize that they've been kind of moving the vehicles away from the fiery wreckage, which is probably why the keys are in such an easily accessible spot.
Common fault on Alfa Romeos, I hear.
Yeah. And the Formula One race car that your father used to drive is one of the only ones present. That and a let's say it is a 1966 Fox Body Mustang.
Oh, please, that one. Blanco can fit in the back then.
We'd have to sit on the wings, drive off into the breaking morning.
Absolutely.
There we have
Very
it.
cool. Yeah.
Very cool indeed. Thank
you, man.
much.
That was great fun.
Yeah, it was
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we hear like the Italian music as you guys head down the street as the sun continues to come on up.
Pouring through the vineyard.
Yeah, unbeknownst to you, you've just made an enemy, or even more of an enemy, and your nights of excitement have just begun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you very much, Mitch. That was really
Thanks,
good.
Mitch.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. No,
Well, folks, if you're interested in checking out more, like I said, you can already download the PDF with the Quickstart rules.
Which is a hefty book in of itself.
Yeah, tells you a bit about Malavita, and you can check out the upcoming Kickstarter if you want to get in and explore the rich world and those towns and I suppose denizens within Portofranco and places beyond. Until next time, bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.